What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including a WWE star missing Wrestlemania 41, WWE's plans for Rey Fenix, more WWE releases backstage, more details on why Giulia dropped the NXT Women's title, Bianca Belair apologizes, AEW cutting down on titles, fans are furious with Hulk Hogan, a former WWE superstar announces a comeback after 7 years, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlemania XL. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Now our first story looks at a WWE star missing Wrestlemania 41. At top of today's news is the question of whether Asuka will appear at Wrestlemania 41. Wrestling's Empress of Tomorrow has been sidelined for nearly a year after undergoing surgery to repair a knee. While some fans were hopeful Asuka would be back soon, a report from Bodyslam.net last week noted that Asuka wasn't expected back for a couple of months. Sean Ross Sapp recently addressed the situation, saying, "I can't speak on her health status or anything like that, but she had been pitched for creative heading into WrestleMania as far as back as January. I've not heard anything since, but at the time, she'd been pitching for a tag team program." The lack of active news on Asuka could be another case of WWE keeping fans and media in the dark to surprise them, but once again, this is a situation where fans can only wait to see what develops. Next up, WWE's plans for Rey Fenix. Now, if you're watching Raw this week, there are some theories that Rey Fenix is going to be debuting in the WWE, as even though fans believe that was Chad Gable under the mask, another wrestler under the Lucha mask was being escorted out of the building, as some fans are believing this to be Rey Fenix, brother of Penta El Zero. Now, it seems that some plans are in place for Rey Fenix when he joins WWE, and according to WrestleVotes, a deal between Rey Fenix and WWE is on the verge of completion. WWE plans to reunite Phoenix and Penta as the Lucha Brothers. What do you guys think of these plans of reuniting the brothers together? Is this a good idea, or should they keep as single stars? Next up, The Rock and Soul Connection. John Cena officially sold his soul to The Rock at Elimination Chamber and turned heel, shocking the wrestling world. But now it seems that WWE have a name for the duo, as WrestleVotes reported on the Backstage Pass Q&A that WWE is considering calling the pair The Rock and Soul Connection. Definitely a pun on the old tag team The Rock and Sock Connection between The Rock and Mankind. Now, the soul part could actually have two meanings. One, it could be that Cena actually sold his soul to The Rock, but the other is The Rock's father, Rocky Johnson, actually having the Soul Man moniker. What do you think of this tag team name? In my opinion, it sounds awful. Next up, more WWE releases backstage. There's more cuts in WWE, as a new report from Fightful Select notes that WWE's added production staff to the recent release of talent cuts. Now, there aren't many details to report, but it's worth discussing as it's the latest example of TKO Holdings shaking things up with the WWE's infrastructure. As fans have seen since TKO formed from the UFC WWE merger, the company is constantly looking to reduce what it sees as waste and/or redundancies, such as two departments that might be doing the same work. In its defense, the company also seems to be looking to improve the product's production values, which could lead to new production team members replacing the release ones. Next up, Naomi threatens to send Jade Cargill back to AEW. Now, Naomi isn't backing down after Jade Cargill's attack on her in retaliation for Naomi knocking Jade out of action. Take it to X to tell Jade, "When my neck is healed, I'm gonna send your jacked, big back, raggedy ass back to where you came from." Now, the two-time SmackDown Women's Champion responded to Jade Cargill's new profile picture on X, showing her laid out on the car after she attacked her. While she didn't mention AEW, fans know what she meant, and the tweet has led to Naomi fans rallying around her. Next up, more details on the real reason why Giulia dropped the NXT Women's title. Now, there appears to be more to the story about why Giulia dropped the NXT Women's Championship to Stephanie Vaquer at this week's NXT Roadblock special. While fans heard rumors that the former Women's Champion was dealing with nagging injuries and needing time off, the Wrestling Observer's Brian Alvarez provided more information, saying, "So Giulia, there are two things going on. There is some minor, I was told, visa issues, and there's also an injury, which is listed internally as undisclosed. I don't know what it is, but she sure didn't work like she was hurt." Wrestling News Andrew Ravens noted Alvarez said Giulia will be gone for a while, and he reports the title change was not planned initially as part of a long-term creative direction, as WWE had to pivot due to one talent taking time off in Giulia. Now, indeed, many fans and pundits believe that WWE would slowly build up a storyline to eventually pit the two talents against each other, as it's something of a dream match given both stars' reputation as phenomenal wrestlers and future megastars. The WWE could have opted for other ways to deal with Giulia's absence, and this may be a case of short-term plans impacting bigger plans down the road. But do you think WWE made the right call? Next up, CM Punk trolls Dominik Mysterio. As CM Punk and Dominik Mysterio are certainly no strangers to each other. In fact, CM Punk's first match back in the WWE was against Dominik Mysterio at a house show, but it still seems that CM Punk finds time to mess with the former North American champion. Yesterday on Punk's Instagram story, Punk posted a photo wishing Dom's sister Alia Mysterio a very happy birthday, but then he also posted another one which zoomed into a very young Dominik Mysterio with the words "little bitch." But Mysterio wasn't going to let this one go, as he then traded one back, posting a photo of Punk from his Straight Edge Society days that read "washed up all fun." Will these two cross paths again very soon? Next up, AEW cutting down on titles. Now, AEW may make a drastic change as they may trim down the number of titles in the company. Fightful Select is reporting that there are talk of possibly merging AEW's International Championship with its AEW Continental Championship. The combination has been pitched dating back a number of months, to the point that many in the company have considered them firm creative plans. AEW's abundance of titles is just one complaint from AEW critics and even some fans. But you guys think this is a step in the right direction? Next up, Bianca Belair apologizes. And what did Bianca Belair recently say on social media that has fans and wrestlers abuzz? Belair's latest tweet is the talk of the internet wrestling community, as she recently responded to this tweet from the Judgment Day's Liv Morgan. She said, "Wait, before you go, can I get my apology?" Liv was referring to the EST's past accusations against Liv and fellow WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Raquel Rodriguez that they were the ones that injured Belair's former tag partner Jade Cargill. Circumstantial evidence suggests that the Judgment Day's female fighters were responsible for the backstage attack that knocked Cargill out of action, but Naomi finally admitted to doing the dirty deed. And now Bianca is apologizing to Liv, saying, "I'm sorry, Liv." Damn. Bianca is currently embroiled in a rivalry with Rhea Ripley over Bianca Belair's upcoming Wrestlemania 41 match against Women's Champion Io Sky, and she may feel that she doesn't want too many enemies breathing down her neck. There's also speculation that Bianca's apology is a smokescreen, as some fans think Belair was somehow involved in the attack on Jade and that she's biding her time to turn heel. Next up, a wrestler confirms the WWE Hall of Fame induction. Now add 90s WWE tag team The Natural Disasters to the confirmed list of talent entering the 2025 Class Hall of Fame. Fred Upman, who worked in WWE as Tugboat and later as Typhoon before a run in WCW as a Shockmaster, spoke with iconic wrestling journalist Bill Apter, announcing he and tag partner John Tenta, aka The Earthquake, are joining Triple H, Michelle McCool, and Lex Luger in this year's class. Fred Upman, who also worked in WCW as Uncle Fred and is the real-life uncle of Cody and Dustin Rhodes, commented, "It's an honor. It was crazy when I got that phone call. Mr. Pritchard called me. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, what an incredible thing, you know? I always say there are so many guys that are so worthy to be in there that aren't yet. For this to happen is amazing." And the Natural Disasters lived up to their name in the ring, especially during their run as heels, demolishing opponent after opponent. Although the team was only together from 91 to 93, they left a huge mark in the ring, and not because they were just giants. In addition, John Tenta's solo run as Earthquake featured him in main event programs against the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan before he teamed up with Typhoon. Well, wrestling fans have heard stories about tag teams where teammates couldn't get along, but apparently this wasn't the case with Quake and Typhoon, as during his chat with Bill Apter, he shared what made the team gel. "He, Earthquake, was literally my brother from another mother. I'll tell him that all the time because we'd cut up and joke and have a good time, and John was just so amazing as an athlete. I was proud when they put us together." And he shared a hilarious story about life on the road with Earthquake, saying, "When we were on the road, it was like, I hate to use this term, a married couple. We'd go to the movies, we'd go shopping together and all that stuff, and we were hot on television at that point. I remember going with his family and my family to Disney World in Florida when we were there, and that's when we were hot off television. These mean heels, you know, and we're riding the Dumbo ride, and we're riding the It's a Small World after all." It kinda would be funny seeing two monster heels on the Dumbo ride, right? Next up, a former WWE superstar announces a comeback after 7 years. Now, it ain't over until it's over, and that seems to be the case with former ECW, TNA, and WWE superstar Kid Cash, who recently announced on X that "I retired in 2017 due to mounting injuries and reoccurring fast injuries that at the point just needed to be treated, healed, and rehabbed. Over the years, I've had the replacement surgeries and rehab that my body desperately needed. I'm announcing that I'm now accepting bookings. The 55-year-old grappler's career dates back to 1989, with Cash winning several major prizes in pro wrestling, including the ECW World Television Championship, TNA's X Division Championship, World Tag Team Championship, and the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. He also dabbled in MMA before his retirement, but congrats to Kid on his comeback. And finally, Hulk Hogan's making children cry. Last but not least, shocking accusations are being made that could put another crack in the foundation of Hulkamania, as News 12 reports that some wrestling fans waited to see Hulk Hogan at a meet and greet and claimed that Hogan bailed on them. News 12 is reporting Hogan toured about half a dozen locations in Hudson Valley. He shared videos on Facebook of several stops that looked wildly successful and showed him hugging fans, posing for pictures and handing out buckets of beer to the crowds of cheering people. Dutchess County Executive Sue Serino even remarked on his local appearances and declared last Tuesday Hulk Hogan Day to commemorate his stop in Poughkeepsie. However, Gomez said that there were complaints about the meet and greet, with the reporter tweeting, "Hogan tour disaster. Kids were crying." Some disappointed Hulk Hogan fans said they were turned away empty-handed after standing in line and waiting for hours at a promised meet and greet with entertainment icon in Orange County, New York. A Gomez story described one fan's alleged experience saying, "I was there with my son and daughter. It was an exciting day, especially for my son. They said he could only see up to number 200 and we were 185. But things took a turn for the worse, according to the report, saying instead, as a family inched closer to the head of the line, Taylor claims Hogan abruptly left, leaving them empty-handed. Geez, we thought John Cena's heel turn was shocking. Hulk Hogan's making kids literally cry. What do you guys think of this story? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.